Hey everyone, in this video I'll show you how to build a Retrieval-Augmented-Generation or RAG Q&A bot using Unified. Now this approach lets your software application answer questions using all of a company's internal knowledge, whether it's stored in Google Drive, Notion, or really any other platform that Unified connects to. The basic application that we will be building today will fetch documents from Google Drive and Notion, store them in a vector database, and then use AI to answer questions using that said knowledge. Now, let's take a look at our project, which we're using Node.js, the Unified TypeScript SDK, and OpenAI for the purpose of embeddings. So before we get started, like I have listed here, make sure you have your Unified API key, Google Drive, and Notion connection IDs, and a Gen AI connection ID in your environment variables. Now, this ensures your application can connect to your end customer's data sources through Unified integrations. Now, once we have those dependencies set up, we initialize the Unified SDK, which lets us connect to all of our integrations with just one API. Now, that's the real benefit of using Unified here. So while this demo, like I said, uses Google Drive and Notion, you could just as easily use any other supported storage integration without changing your API calls. So that really helps with the scalability of your application. Now, to get started with the application itself, we'll use the get all Google Drive files function to fetch all files from Google Drive using Unified Storage API. Now, once we have all of the data from that source, it's time to move to our second source, which is Notion. Now, we do the same for Notion pages using the KMS API with the get all Notion pages function. For the sake of this example, we are pulling in everything in the Notion, but in a production environment, you could select which files or pages to include or exclude from the Q&A bot's knowledge page. Now, once we have both the data from Google Drive and Notion, it's time to make this data searchable for AI. So like I said at the beginning, we're using OpenAI to embed the text of every document and page with the embed text function that we have here. And for the sake of this demo, once again, we're using a simple in-memory vector store. But in production, you can swap this out for applications like Pinecone, Chroma, or really any other vector database. So after all the content is embedded and indexed, we're ready for questions. So this index all content function handles the process, filling in all the data, embedding it, and storing it in the vector database. Now it's time to move to the core function of the application, which is this answer questions application. So when an end user asks a question, we embed it, search the vector database, like I said, for the most relevant documents, in this case, the 3 most relevant documents, and use Unified's Gen AI magic to generate an answer using those set documents as context for the prompt. Like I said, we have a prompt going on here where we say your helpful company knowledge bot, use the following context to answer the questions. The context will be the set documents that we choose, and the question will be the user's question. This way, this application can answer anything from how do I request vacation days, because let's be honest, we all love PTO, to any question on the most technical content of a company. And just like that, in a few steps, we've built a powerful internal Q&A bot, leveraging all of the knowledge powered by Unified's Gen AI model. Now, this approach is scalable, secure, and easy to extend to new data sources through hundreds of integrations that Unified has. And you can check out the full list of these integrations on our website. If you want to see a text version of this tutorial, check out the Unified documentation. And if you have any questions, please do reach out to us at Unified. Thank you for watching and happy building.